Night of Hammerdown truck shenanigans. It'll be playoff race number 2 tonight from the famous Watkins Glen. We'll hit this fast but technical road course to see who can punch their ticket to the next round. With Death Before Dishonor already through to the round of 12, will someone knock him off his comfort zone at a road course, or can someone solidify their passage at a chance to a truck championship? All those answers, action, and more coming at you live from the Hammerdown YouTube channel with myself, B New Stu, alongside Jinx up in the booth to bring you this spectacle that is Hammerdown truck racing from the Glen. So, all right, Jinx. So, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, man. Refreshed. Had a late night last night with the cup race, but ready to see what these guys can do in these trucks. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, certainly the trucks, they act a lot different out there on these road courses anyhow, so I think we're going to be in for a good one tonight up here in the booth. And for all those watching out there, and we appreciate all you that tune in here for the Hammerdown Racing series on YouTube. And please like, comment, subscribe to us, and join our Facebook page. And so tonight we're going to try something a little different. We're going to try to get some pre-race driver interviews. We're going to try to go with somebody from the front, the middle, and the back of the pack. And tonight our drivers are going to be Beast Stats, who is starting on the pole. Scoop is running around 11th, so about mid-pack. And then Panda, the voice of Hammerdown from the Cup Chat booth, is around the back of the pack tonight in the truck race. So we're going to get those three drivers in here, and we're going to ask them a couple questions apiece. And just kind of get a feel of how it's going to go out there for them tonight, how they're going to start this race, maybe treat the middle of the race, and then ultimately the end of the race to see where they can try to punch that ticket tonight. So Jinx, how you feeling about it tonight for these drivers as we get them in here?
I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, these guys have shown time in and time out that the amount of trucks that are on these tracks doesn't seem to affect them too much during the race. They all seem to be able to handle the traffic and flow through it pretty well. It's going to be a little different with a lot of these heavy braking zones and the very limited passing zones that are on this track. Some of the better passing zones are the harder braking zones. So there's that fine line that they're going to try not to cross, where trying to overtake one truck instead of, backing off a little bit. And if you over brake turn one, you're going to take out, two, three trucks coming out of that turn for someone else who's over driving it. So, I'm looking forward. I'm looking good to these braking zones. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, that's also always a big factor into these road courses, especially one off the Glen, where you're running so fast up to the turns, just about every turn through this track. Mostly right-hand turns though, and that's something that these NASCAR drivers aren't really used to, as we're ultimately used to going left out there. But hopefully we can get some of these drivers in here and try to get a
beast in here right now.
Yeah, so we got the pole holder, Beast Stats, here with us now. So Beast, thank you for joining us here on the stream. We really appreciate it. So we just kind of want to get your idea, running out there on the pole tonight, starting off the race. What's your strategy going to be leading up to the first pit stop, whether that be through caution or green flag?
Yeah, so stage one, I'm looking to keep it out front and kind of see what my car's doing and how everybody else is running around me. And then looking to make some adjustments. For me, I'm not in the playoffs, so I'm kind of just out here to run clean and go for a win. So that'll affect my strategy throughout the race today.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm sure that will have something to do with it. But if you're the faster truck, why not race it?
Yeah,
Jinx?
exactly.
Yeah, being that you're not a playoff driver, and that fact of being in the playoffs versus not being in the playoffs, does that make you a little nervous starting up front, in front of all those playoff drivers, or would you kind of prefer to be kind of like 3 or 4 rows back to where you can kind of test out those braking zones?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather start up front because then I got the clean air and it'll keep me out of traffic and problems that way. But as long as I race everybody clean and everything, there shouldn't be any problems tonight. So just looking for a clean race and the top five would be awesome.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, good luck tonight. We're gonna go ahead and get the second driver in here. So, good luck. I mean, being a non-playoff driver, I know you want to race for the win. So, don't let them bully you just because you're not in the playoffs, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
know.
Thank you for joining. Go out there and have fun, man. And win this race.
Yeah, you guys have a good time in the booth. Thanks.
All right, man. Thanks. All right. So we're gonna try to get our mid-pack driver in here. Starting 11th, I do believe, is that of Scoop. And Scoop, he's a tough driver. He always is week to week out here. He always does his best, and he's always usually in that top 5, so he's never one to count out. So starting mid-pack, he certainly has his hands full on trying to keep his nose clean out here. But we'll try to get him in here and pick that brain, try to get that strategy out of him, and see what he's going to do as he swings around the curvy yet fast Glen tonight.
And he had a good run last night too. I think if he had another half a lap, I think Death said he probably would have caught him.
Yeah, I felt like I was running around Scoot most of the night last night. He tried to just keep his nose clean, but at the end he looked like he had gotten the worst end of it all.
Yeah, he definitely looked like he was in the Demolition Derby. But I mean, he was able to make those repairs and keep his car fast and essentially out of control at the important time of the race, which is at the end.
All right, so now we have Scoop that has joined the booth, and we want to say thank you, Scoop, to joining us, taking your time out of pre-race here to come and answer some questions.
I appreciate you guys inviting me.
Yeah, totally. And so tonight you're starting, we believe, 11th, and that's about mid-pack here in this truck field. So to you, how are you going to keep your nose clean enough to keep yourself relevant here in the later half of this race, starting in such of what can be a messy middle in this pack?
Well, I'm hoping I can keep enough space between me and who's in front of me and behind me, and hopefully keep my awareness up tonight. I know I got myself caught up in a few incidences last night, and man, I can just fortunately lean on some talent, I guess, over all this time that I've invested here in racing. So hopefully I can recover if I do get caught up in some trouble, and to stay out of the trouble more than most, put it that way. That's how I can mostly achieve most of my top finishes to begin with here. But if we do, I mean, I'm looking for a strong finish. But if we get caught up in some things, I'll just hope it's minimal.
Most certainly can be the difference of just being cleaner than the guy around you, especially on that hot drag race to the finish. The damage can mean a lot, down on that edge of the race.
Yeah, these trucks will handle a little bit different. I'm not sure the endurance that these things can handle as far as roughness, but we'll find out tonight. I think a lot of this issue is going to be front and nose damage and rear damage. I'm hoping to, if anything, I can assess more from the rear than I would like to have to be front end damage and have some push going up in these short chutes and in the solemns and stuff. So it's and especially the bus stop, because being able to have drag on this front end is not going to be good to help you keep your speed up. But if you stay behind somebody, I think that might help things too. So tight pack action tonight in these trucks should be a thing to see tonight, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Jinx, do you have anything for a mid-pack run?
Yeah, so, I mean, last night in the Cup race you started, I believe, 10th, and then this race you're starting 11th. What do you think the biggest difference is going to be starting mid-pack between the two series?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we put the hard-hitting questions here.
Honestly, these turn one is in these how we're going to address having no setups to predetermined circumstances and settings to these trucks and getting used to them. I don't know if a lot of these guys, and myself included, have gotten what we wanted to invest at the time in these trucks for this race and preparation. So I'm hoping the learning curve will balance out really quickly for us, and especially in the middle of the pack and the back of the pack. Us strong drivers are going to have to figure some things out pretty quickly to stay out of trouble and keep the distance from these front pack guys getting away from us. It's going to be a long race in the stages. I know. I hope the nerves kind of shake out between drivers as we go along here. And, like I say, I think once we get things going here, it'll shake down pretty quickly and even out.
All right, man. Well, good luck tonight.
I appreciate it, guys.
Good luck starting mid-pack. We appreciate you coming up here and spending some time with us before this race.
Hey, no problem, guys. I appreciate you guys, and stay rowdy.
All right, thank you, man. Go out there and get them.
All right, and Panda's invite is out.
All right, so as we wait for Panda to come in here, we see two different strategies, but also a different thought process between the two drivers that we've interviewed. B-Stats, not in the playoffs, but fast enough to win this race. On the other hand, Scoop in the playoffs, needing a win to just punch himself right into the next round. Looking to keep that bumper to bumper clean as he can to keep himself relevant here towards the end of this race. So as we wait for Panda, we'll see what the back of the field strategy is going to be.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Knowing that you're back there, behind 18, 19 different trucks, you're almost at the break at the start-finish line almost.
That's true. And so now we have Punk Panda, the voice of Hammerdown, in here driving that beautiful Haley Deegan truck tonight. So Panda,
17 Ford.
Yes.
You're right.
17 Ford of Haley
What's up,
Deegan.
guys? How
yeah.
you doing?
Awesome familiar voice in the booth with us now. So Panda, what we want to know is the bottom line. What is your strategy coming off the line tonight?
I switched my gears to automatic. I don't want to have to shift. I really don't like road courses, so we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna take it easy through corner one. I'm definitely gonna be braking. I don't want to see everyone tries to, I don't know, squeeze in there. I don't want to be one of those guys. Not one of the 3 wide.
Yeah, my biggest question to you, Panda, is you took that 8-week hiatus for work and everything like that, and you had a couple of different guys that were able to take that 17 truck and get you into the playoffs. And my question to you is, how's it feel being back in the truck, man? I mean, you've been back full time now.
Hey, it feels good to be racing again. I'm still on the controller. I haven't even tonight, and hopefully we get a top 20 or top 15 maybe. Who knows? So,
I mean, me personally, it's good. It's good having you back, man. I mean, those 8 weeks that you weren't able to run trucks, you still dedicated it to make sure you were in the booth for the Cup, and we appreciate that. And we try to put on just as good a show on Saturdays as you do on Fridays, man.
Yeah, I watch the truck broadcast. I don't even watch the Cup broadcast because I can't listen to myself. I hate it. But I do watch your guys' broadcast, and you guys do an amazing job.
Like a true artist, man. Can't listen to yourself.
It's just annoying. I don't think I have that good of a voice for it, but...
Oh, you have it. Don't worry. If you didn't have it, we wouldn't get almost 100 views every week.
I know the race last night has really racked up the views, too, so... it's a good deal. And I'd like to thank everyone that did run, that filled in for me. I know Stag was there. I think Sniper filled in one time. Lando, much appreciated to you guys for doing that. So
it's because of what you do for us on Fridays, my friend. Everybody would jump in for you in a heartbeat.
Oh yes, it is. I don't know when start time is here. I'm in. I think they're just waiting on me to get back. Maybe. Who knows?
All right.
So we have 24 drivers in the race tonight.
Oh. That's good right there.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Trying to figure out if somebody is streaming for us, Panda, so we can have a in-drive review.
I believe Lando is streaming.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yep. I'm watching your guys' stream. So.
Cool.
Okay. Hey, you guys do us proud, and we'll maybe we'll get to talk to you after the race. Might surprise everyone.
Listen here, Panda. You have set the bar for what Saturdays have become. So.
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, I like what I do for you guys. It's fun to me. So.
A side note, bonus question here for you, Panda. Isn't it crazy what has become of what Puck Panda truck series was and what Hammerdown was to turn that into what it is today?
It's amazing. We started out with like 10 people in my league, and then I met you guys, and I'm still amazed of how big it is right now. Like, we're over like 120 subscribers. You know, we have 60, 70, 100 views every week. You know, it's awesome. It tickles me. You know, so.
It is quite amazing.
And it's going to get bigger next season.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Just since I joined, it's gotten much bigger since even I joined just a few months ago.
Oh, it's just steamrolling. It's amazing. And everyone, please watch, like, and subscribe to Hammerdown Racing. And
there it is. Do your line, Panda. Do your line, Panda.
So we have a Facebook page too. Like and join our group. If you want any merchandise or anything, get a hold of Brad or Kayla, and we'll get you some shit shipped out. And Stag is getting my koozie. I'm shipping it out to him tomorrow. And he got 7th last night. And we'll get some stickers and stuff. Brad and them they got the Corona. Well, his wife does. So we'll have to wait a few more weeks.
Best wishes to them.
Yes. But I'm going to jump back over, guys. Have a good broadcast, and I'll chat with you guys later.
All right, good luck, and thank you for joining.
The spectacle that is.
Yes. That's trademark, man. That's trademark right there.
All right, good luck, Panda, man.
Yes, thank you, guys.
All right. So that was awesome. All right.
So, let's see. Do we want to do the keys to victory, or do you want to go through the starting grid?
Yeah, go ahead and do your keys to victory here.
All right. So my keys to victory are pretty much simple when it comes to what a road course would be. Key to victory number 1 is going to be 4 tires versus track position. I mean, the race last night showed that you didn't necessarily need to take tires, but some people might just want those 4 tires to go. Key to number 2 is going to be the green flag runs, getting those long green flags runs and seeing what those trucks will actually do, 12, 13, 14, 15 laps into a run, seeing if your tires can actually hold up, seeing if the truck will actually be stable on those long runs. And key number 1 for me is definitely going to be that turn 1/restarts. Being able to get those trucks in. I mean, you can lose 4 or 5 positions. You can also gain 4 or 5 positions. So those are definitely key, and those are the important things that I feel like are going to be the best thing, honestly.
Yeah, I believe we're
getting join in.
Yeah, I believe we're going to get to join in here. So we're going to try to get in here to the race. Hopefully we'll catch that green flag. But yeah, your keys to victory are, as it would be on any road course. But yeah, so we're at the Glen tonight, obviously, located in Dix, just southwest of the village that is Watkins, Glen, New York, at the southern tip of Seneca Lake, and is the hometown of someone on track tonight, known as Sniper. So we're going to hit this 2.45 mile asphalt 8-turn course wide open here in the second race of the playoffs, and we're on board with Beast Stats, as this looks like they've already got going here, and he has already dropped back to second place as they make their run into the bus stop here. Oh, we have a little action here as B-Stats got the leader off to the right side of the track there as they make their way into the carousel.
Yeah, sorry, it took a while to connect, so I'm joining in now.
Yeah, that's fine. And we're on with B-Stats here, and so I'm gonna jump back, I guess, to Lando in the 51. That is the truck that B-Stats moved there in the bus stop.
Yeah, I got Lando now. Looks like they are. Who's that coming into? Oh, coming across the front line.
Yep, and they're going to make it down into turn 1 here as we're on board with Lando. And good clean racing so far from this bunch.
Yeah, these trucks, these truck guys, they know how to like give everybody room. They know how to be pretty patient with everybody, and you don't really tend to see a lot of issues with these guys. But I'm watching Lando as well. He's got It's Bob Drew and King Pyle trying to attack him, and it looks like he's going to prevail for now as he goes into the bus stop. They all go single file. Nobody pushed the issue right now. That's what you want to see early in these races.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm on board with Sniper now as he makes his way out of the carousel. I believe he is in second place behind B-Stats. And he'll make himself down into the turn before last. Fairly clean. B-Stats pulling out to a pretty commanding lead here as they take the last turn back around to the line. So going down into turn 1, we're on board with King Pyle as we're going to see how this unfolds as they break down hard into turn number 1. Everybody seems to have gotten through fairly clean, but something I've noticed is everybody's driving to the left of those rumble strips in turn 1, which in Cup, that is not always ideal. You with us, Jinx?
Yeah. We kind of switched zones because I joined late, so I was letting you take it through the bus stop again.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I'm just on board with Pyle here.
Yep, I'm watching him now going through the bus stop as he goes through that grass. He's lucky he didn't get a track penalty right there as he comes through the carousel. And he's not really gaining on anybody, but he's kind of maintaining position as he takes the exit of the carousel really wide. As we got Lando hits the inside wall coming out of the carousel. Pyle's going to go ahead and overtake him, get that spot back as he slows down into those last 2 S turns, which as he takes it real wide. And I see what you're saying in those first couple turns. These guys are taking those exits pretty wide. I'm not sure if that's just a tightness in the trucks on the initial setup or just how the trucks are actually running.
Yeah, most certainly. And I'm going to switch over to Death before Dishonor, as he's usually a favorite at these road courses. I can't quite tell. I think he might be running around 3rd position here. And they battle their way up to the S's here as he clears the outside of B-Stats. Or inside. I'm not sure how you want to look at it here at these road courses. But as we have a good shot of them coming down the straight with Death in tow. Following Sniper, I do believe, out right in front of that pack of 4 to 5 trucks as they make their way down into the carousel. It's a good line of racing there, Jinx.
Yeah, it is. I mean, these guys are nose to tail essentially, and I would expect Beast to. I'm seeing Beast in the back of those 4 cars, and he's not going to push the issue too much. But Death is under fire from Twoon, and that's a big deal when you're trying to fight off 4 trucks behind you, and you're still trying to catch that truck in front of you. And as we got Twoon, looks like he got a little loose going down the front stretch. He got into Bob Drew. But looks like he gave it back to Bob Drew as they come down into turn 1. As Death has put the gap on those 2 trucks.
Oh, so Death, as I go off of him there, takes a wide turn 1. We're going to switch on over to Mr. Twoon here as he is in that group with Death, following them up through the S's. So Twoon here, he is also in the playoffs, I do believe. Got in on points. And he's looking to have himself a win so he can move on to the round of 12 in the Cup Quest to a Championship, or the Truck Quest to a Championship.
And Tune, season 1 champion, did not get a win this season. I know that kind of irked him, and that's motivated him to work through these playoffs better as he's put a gap on Pyle a little bit and tried to take back those positions that he lost coming down that front stretch when he got loose and got into Bob Drew. Bob Drew and Beast were able to get by him, and his job is to catch up to them. And as he's coming down the front stretch, he's got Pyle and Lando behind him, and he's got plenty of room, so he doesn't really have to worry about watching his mirror when he breaks. But it's always a thing that you want to worry about.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to get on board here with Bad Bacher as he works himself through turn 1 up towards the S's. And so here's another driver. I'm not sure. I think he's also in the playoffs, but has not won a race. So he's someone else who will need to punch their ticket another way or via win here tonight. But with Death already punching his ticket on to the next round at Chicago, which was kind of unexpected, now you have to worry about him taking a double right here in the round of 16.
Yeah, you do. And Biker is one of those guys. He's very good at road courses. He's one of those guys who can take his biggest thing is he can take that bus stop. He's got that bus stop almost down packed where he can take that probably 10 to 15 miles an hour faster than most guys at this track. And I think that's where he's probably going to make up his most time. As I can see, after the carousel and the bus stop, he's already caught up to Lando. He might be making the pass on him here the next lap or two as he comes around into turn 1. Biker keeps that truck right on the rumble strips, goes just a little high, doesn't take it too wide. He tries to keep his truck inside those rumble strips.
Yeah, so I'm going to switch back here. Here's Woody now as he works himself through turn number 1. Looks like he's a little slowed up, got a little nose damage there, so that's unfortunate for him driving that number 15 Ford. But I'm going to switch over to Titanic Joe, and he's going to work himself down through the bus stops here. And yeah.
Titanic, another guy who had a really good run last night, trying to solidify it. Finished second in the playoff race last season, in season 1. So these guys right now, I think they're just trying to feel their trucks out. It's getting spread out, so now these guys are actually starting to feel like what their trucks can actually do. And this is that second key to victory that I was talking about with these guys on these long green flag runs, trying to learn what their trucks can and can't do. And they're starting to find it out now as I see whoever's behind Titanic went in and pitted. So we've already got one truck in the pit right now as he crosses the start-finish line, goes down into turn 1.
And as I switch over, that is Scoop going down pit road now. So maybe he has something in mind here as some kind of strategy. At stage number 1 is 18 laps. I'm not sure what the fuel run is, but he will take that 33 Chevrolet down there for some service. And now jumping over to Travis, who usually has some fans out there to watch him.
Travis always has the fans.
Yeah, we appreciate those fans. We have the 17 of Panda around on the carousel, taking out the 87 of Travis. So there's a little bit of a crash and a mix-up on the entrance of the carousel out of the bus stop. And we had that for you live here on the Hammerdown YouTube channel. So, now we have Colin.
I mean, that's the relaxed cautions right there. I mean, unfortunate for Travis and Panda, but 2 cars by themselves, and unfortunately the flag will not fly. But I'm pretty sure one of these two is going to come down to pit road right now. As you can see, Travis coming down pit road. He's going to go ahead and take his service.
We have Collins Racing on pit road here. It looks like he's been there for a little while. Maybe he lagged out or something. Unfortunate for him. We'll keep an eye on that. And Killer Sean is down pit road now. So I'm not sure how many laps we're looking at for fuel yet. Bob Drew's still out there as he makes himself out of the carousel, following Sniper, I do believe.
Yep, and looks like Sniper Bob Drew is actually catching Sniper. There was a point where Sniper had a pretty good gap on that. That was because Bob was part of that 4-car battle with Beast, Twoon, Pile, and Death. So he was able to get through that. And he looks like he's catching Sniper. So it looks to me Bob Drew may have a long run truck that actually gets better the longer he goes, as he gives Sniper plenty of room going into the turn, but gets a really good runoff coming out of that turn, takes it really wide as he goes up in the S's.
Yeah, another thing here at the Glen is every pit stop doesn't have to be for fresh tires, because running on old tires at the Glen is proven to be better. And that has a big difference in how this race is going to be ran amongst some drivers, because just splashing and going off the pit is going to be huge here in positions on the battle off pit road.
Yeah, exit of pit road is going to be a sight to see. That's a very hard pit road to get off of. If you try to get off pit road too soon or too fast, you'll end up giving yourself damage before you even get back on the track.
We're going to have Sniper go down. I was on Bob Drew and I was watching Sniper go down pit road, but now I'm over on Puck Panda as he goes around the carousel.
Coming through the carousel, and he was just involved in that incident with Travis, where Travis actually pitted, and Panda ended up staying out. So I'm going to assume that Panda's probably going to come in here in the next, probably this lap, probably get his service. I'm pretty sure he's got a little bit of damage from that incident with Travis, so he's probably going to come in and get his service in here. Yep, he looks like he's going to stay out again.
I believe he's going to stay out. His twin was going to go on the inside of him there around the last turn and up to the line. And we'll jump over to Wide Open Racing. He's up top of the points there in this playoff hunt. I'm sure that he would still move on without a win, but he is moving through the bus stop in that 40 niche truck as he'll make himself around the carousel.
Yep, and do a chat thing. We got Tiana, a Travis super fan, always comments in. She was immediately oh no when she caught the accident with Travis and Panda. So she immediately went oh no. But we appreciate you guys watching, liking, and subscribing as we watch Wide Open come out of the last turn, go across. Nope, still not going to pit. So I'm not sure if Wide Open is pit yet.
And Wide
we
Open
know him to be a fuel run specialist.
Yeah, he is. He's the fuel saver aficionado out here on these tracks. B-Stats, though, he's another hard-nosed racer out there. He has some damage out there on the nose, speaking of that. He comes out of the carousel down the backstretch behind who I believe is King Pyle, who's having some issues out there coming around to the turn before last.
Yeah, he looked like he got really loose coming out of that carousel, and good job to save it, but as looks like Beast ended up losing it a little bit there, but Beast is fighting back to Pyle on the front stretch, and this is that incident where you're right next to, and Pyle's just going to let him go. I think some of these guys may be just trying to stretch it as long as they can.
Yeah, Pyle having a lot of issues out there in these turns for some reason. Seems like he's getting tight in and shooting loose off. So have to keep an eye on that as we're on board with Lando in the 51 Mobile 1 truck, as he's going to make a move out here on the backstretch on somebody going into the bus stop. That'll be Panda as he forces him down into the grass. No course penalty there for Panda in the 17 though. And
yeah, Panda was very lucky.
Yeah, Lando's going to come through there clean, and so will Panda for the situation that was. And here's Sniper. Now.
Yeah, I mean, these guys running through the grass, I mean, this game can be very tricky. Death hit the door.
Yeah, he just doored that concrete barrier there coming out of that turn. But he did not pit.
That bus stop is going to be really tricky because, as we all know, there is that glitch going into the bus stop that will just kick your truck. And then it'll just be a random track penalty sometimes too. Looks like right now the track penalty is not working.
Yeah.
But it's gonna suck if you run that line all race and then towards the end of the race it magically just says nope.
That's true. And King Paul, he's back here with a pack of them now. He's got Punk Panda racing near him. They were side by side when we came on board there. But King Paul is running himself down the backstretch with Panda in tow. The 98 champion truck makes himself through the bus stop. Fairly clean for King Paul there. And a nice carousel to match. And Death Before Dishonor, as we seen him hit that concrete barrier in this same area of the track just like before. You can see that damage on the front left side of his race truck there. And then Mr. Twoon, as he works himself down into the dreaded turn number 1.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these trucks. They're taking that exit of turn 1 really high. Like they look like they're avoiding the rumble strips as much as possible with these trucks.
Yeah, the trucks may react a lot differently on these rumble strips than the cup cars do, because they can be an aid in the truck or in the cup, but in these trucks they could really aggravate the handling of your truck out there.
It could, and with these trucks being there on the slider setup that they are, I mean, I don't know the ride heights on those, but I know in the custom setups, just pumping up that ride height a little bit will help you get over the rumble strips a little better. But I mean, I know certain people will run their trucks really loose, even on road courses, because they feel like it gives them the best drive off on these turns. As you see Twoon and Sniper battling coming out of that last turn, going down the front stretch, going into turn 1.
Yeah, and we're going to jump over to Bad Biker here, as he had a pretty good little battle I was watching there a minute ago. He has Bob Drew behind him. I believe that's also Scoop in between them. Out there racing for, I'm not sure what position exactly. And here is Woody. But I know if I get over to Lando real quick.
Oh, we got Woody in the wall. Woody is in the wall coming out of those last couple turns. And he is stopped on the track.
He is in the almost to the last turn there. Woody has turned or hit that solid area where Death had some issue earlier. So maybe that is an area where these trucks like to get loose. So a lot of heavy damage there for Woody. So
I'm watching Lando now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get over to Lando. I know he's in 5th position.
Lando having a good run. Did sacrifice, as we talked about in the pre-race interviews with Punk Panda, Lando did sacrifice some races to sub in for Panda to allow Panda to get some points. So pretty impressive of Lando to actually be in the playoffs right now after sacrificing a few races to run for the 17 truck.
So I know that Mr. Twoon is in, I believe, 3rd position, and Death is right behind him in 4th. I'm not sure who that is in front of Mr. Twoon here, but I can only assume
that is Sniper.
That they're in 2nd. And honestly, it looks like Bad Biker up there in front of them. I don't know if he's leading this race. A good possibility.
Well, it looks like Sniper, either Sniper's in the lead or Sniper's in 2nd, because Sniper is in front of Twoon.
I believe I seen Twoon was in 3rd on here.
And if that is Bad Biker, that's a good run by Biker to be able to get up there and try to take this stage 1. I know he wants those stage points.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with Biker here as he comes around to take what I believe is going to be 2 to go in stage 1 and race number 2 of the Hammerdown Truck Quest for a championship.
Yeah, if you look on if you're watching Lando's stream, if you look at the bottom left of the map, you'll see the 51, and then the other lit up truck is the leader.
So that is Bob Drew that is in the lead.
Okay, so Bob Drew is in the lead. Okay.
So Bob Drew is coming down into the bus stop. This is your leader. And he did say earlier today that he loved Glen. This is one of his favorite tracks. So maybe this is a driver that we need to keep an eye on this evening. as he is looking good coming around to take the white flag this lap time by for the stage number 1.
And we did see later in that fuel run, he was able to catch up to Sniper pretty quickly. Through a few laps, Sniper had a gap on that 4-car pack, and Bob Drew was able to get through it and actually catch Sniper. So
Bob Drew is going to take the white flag right there at the line for stage number 1, as he'll come around the final times here in what is the Glen showdown in the Hammerdown Truck Playoffs. And this is race number 2. Find out who can punch their ticket behind Death Before Dishonor after his win at Chicagoland last week. And Bob Drew is going to work himself down through the straightaway here into the bus stop. We have some traffic up there around the entrance of the bus stop. I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue here for our leader, as he has a smooth delivery through that bus stop around this carousel.
He could take that bus stop very smooth. Look, he doesn't get more than 2 tires on the rumble strips.
And he likes to take that wide exit there out of that carousel too, as he gains his speed down the last straightaway into these final 2 turns. And almost flawless through here as well, as he'll come up on the last turn to take the checkered flag for stage number 1 here at Watkins Glen International Road Course. And it will be Bob Drew crossing the line at stage 1, taking that stage. And so that was some good racing out there. Not a lot of incidences from what I could tell.
No, it was a lot of it looked like single car incidents. But we did have that one incident with Panda and Travis. But other than that, I mean, everyone gave everybody space, and everyone respected everybody from where they were at. But the important thing is going to see these later stages, because as we saw last week, not that we want to see it, but I'm going to say the aggression picked up the later into the race you got.
Yeah, and we got Bob Drew, Sniper, Death Before Dishonor, Lando, and Wide Open in the top 5 there. I hate to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
That was our top 5. I just wanted to get those out there before that wasn't available to me anymore. But so we have a few faces up there in that top 5 that we expect, but we have one that we did not.
I'm looking forward to this next restart. I mean, now these guys have got their setups in. They've probably got their tires in. They've probably got their wedge, their tape. So now these are where the guys who have practiced can run their race and run the line they want.
Yeah, and I'm on board with B-Stats here on this restart, as he'll take the pole here in stage number 2, with Twin closely beside him, followed by Sniper and Bob Drew in the second row, I do believe. And as they come down into turn number 1, it is as smooth as you would expect it. A little bit of bumping and grinding, but it seems like they're going to come out 4 or 5 wide in some areas. But as they come up through the S's, hopefully they'll get it figured out quick. And a nice snake up through here as these trucks come through the S's. So nice view on B-Stat's truck here as he is getting a train on the inside from the 51 of Lando, the 99 of Sniper, the 20 of Death, with only a little help for B-Stats there, but that's going to let him in here to get in this bus stop. Oh no, B-Stats around hard into the wall here coming out of the bus stop. Not sure exactly what happened there. Looked like he might have took a little bit of a hit there on the entrance. I thought he had enough room for that.
He looked like he got a little loose going into the bus stop, and that kind of slowed him up to correct it. And then when he did, he got it looked like an unintentional bump from Death.
And that will be happening out here on these road courses, as B-Stats is going to have a little issue out of that truck now with all that front heavy damage. And it looks like he's going to take it down pit road to just go ahead and fix that issue now. We'll switch over to Lando, who was a part of that crew that pushed past B-Stats there for running the bus stop. He has got Bob Drew up on the front side of him. And then as we look behind, I can't quite tell, might be Sniper there chasing him down.
Yep, that is Sniper chasing him down, Bob Drew in front of him, and Twoon is leading this race.
So Mr. Twoon has jumped out there to a lead at Watkins Glen International at the truck race here, playoff number 2. and it's all for a ticket to be punched. There's a lot on the line here, as the only race remaining. I'm not sure, is it Homestead in the trucks here next week? Mr. Jinx?
Yes, it is Homestead as we watch Lando come through those last couple turns. Takes it a little short, and that might allow Sniper to get up to him and maybe get by him on the front stretch. But yes, Homestead is next week.
So yeah, you can catch that action right here on the Hammerdown YouTube channel next week, as that will be the last race in the round of 16. The final spot for someone to advance automatically with a win, if they won't be able to do it on points. So there'll be a lot at stake there at Homestead tomorrow, and I want to take this opportunity to say I appreciate everybody watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, family, get them in here watching. Give shout outs. We'll try our best to get those out there. Mr. Jinx, my partner there, he likes to shout out those people for us when they come in.
Yes,
those
as well
comments.
as in season 3, we will be doing merchandise giveaways for people who comment, watch, for the viewers. As they're watching the race, they will be able to comment for free merch. So everybody likes something that's free.
That's true, and that's really awesome. Get you some free Hammerdown merch. That way you can support and have a story to tell. About how you came across that item. Just sitting here watching us on your Friday or Saturday evening. We got a good pack that we're watching here, as I've been on board with Death for a good minute, because there's just been some good racing around him. We have a good pack. Looks like Bad Biker is a part of that pack. The 15.
Woody able to come back from that incident he had towards the end of the stage 1, where he got caught up on those last couple turns in that wall. So good comeback by him. As these guys are just rolling through these S's and going into the backstretch.
Yeah, we have a nice pack here of trucks running with each other. They've been running like this for a couple laps now or better, and through the bus stop and all, this has just been really tough racing. As I hear a couple get together here on the exit of the bus stop, but looks like everybody's still in race pace. So we have a couple getting off the carousel there.
Yeah, that carousel exit is it's tricky, man. Because if you go too high and get on that flat surface, your truck just will not turn, and you have to almost slow it down to less than 100 miles an hour just to get it back on the track. So those guys who went high kind of had to just hold on for dear life and try to get it back down as cleanly as possible.
Yeah, there is just no turning once you get off the carousel there, off to the left. It's just a ridiculous part of track, just trying to get back onto the actual track from. It's not like down here in turn 1, as you see these drivers driving off into the extra pavement. It's not the case out in the carousel area, as that will just absolutely destroy your chances at speed.
Yeah, and it's crazy too. You think with the way the trucks are set up, they're set to go left and right. You should be able to turn it pretty well, but not when you get on those flat surfaces. Even with these road courses, you need that little bit of banking to help you out just a little bit.
So we're on board with Mr. Twoon. He is the leader of this race currently, as he got Bob Drew tight in tow on that tailgate, as they'll come around to the line to take what I do believe is lap number 6 here in stage number 2 out of 15. So we might see one pit stop here for these trucks, as Twoon is way off out there into turn number 1, as Bob Drew's going to take advantage, get down on the inside and take it going up into the S's. So Bob Drew is now our leader here of the race, as Twoon makes a little bit of mistake down there in that dreaded turn number 1. And as they're racing hard though, as they come down through the straight stretch to come back to the bus stop. And the 8 and the 3 battling it out. And a perfect bus stop though by Bob Drew, as he has done all evening long. And back into the carousel, and still a hard race.
Yeah, Twoon took the bus stop there pretty well too. Didn't lose too much ground on him. And as good as Bob Drew has been in that bus stop, if you're going to beat him, if he's out up front, you're going to have to beat him somewhere else from what I've seen. He's got that truck dialed in perfectly. He knows his brake points. He knows when to turn it. He knows when to let off. And he knows when to gas it. He's one of the few trucks I've seen when he takes that bus stop. He does not put it in the grass at all.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong there. And I believe his weakest turn might be the carousel. And that's a weak turn for almost every driver out on this track. It's just so hard to keep it down on the low side like you want it to be. And for anybody just to be better than him at every other part of this track but the carousel is going to be hard to find, I believe. Now, there's a few guys back there in the back as we'll get on board with one of them. Here he is, number 33, Scoop. He's working his way down into turn number 1. He's a tough driver at any track, any week. And he's somebody to keep your eye out for here at the end of this race. And we'll jump over here to, if I can find him, Mr. Death before this honor as he works himself through the bus stop in that 20 Chevrolet Silverado. And at any road course, you kind of expect Death to do well, as we've came to learn. But he is already in the playoffs round of 12 for the trucks, and so he can kind of lay back tonight. He doesn't have to be aggressive and fight for that win as hard as some of these other guys. But he's following.
He's not necessarily going to lay back though. He knows he's got that moniker as the road course ringer, and I don't know if he doesn't like it but he tries to prove that, hey, if you're going to call me that, I'm just going to try to win every road course I get.
Yeah, and he's going to try to make a move on the outside of the 40 of wide open, but he's let out and let him go here, and an unexpected move by Death there. I thought he'd push the issue, but he doesn't. And so we'll jump back over to Twin, who has got Sniper in behind him. I believe they probably are still chasing Bob Drew, the leader, who is well ahead of them now. As he is clearing it turns and turns before these the rest of the field. And Bob Drew on board now here as he will come around to the line to take lap number 9.
Yeah, Bob right now, he doesn't have anybody behind him. He has nobody really in front of him. He can literally just run his line. He doesn't have to worry about, trying to overdrive a turn because he's got somebody who can make a move behind him. So he can literally just do whatever he wants. He can run wherever he wants. There's no pressure on that lead car, and that's kind of what you want. It's kind of what we asked Beast about earlier, running up front, getting in that clean traffic and not having to worry about, when to brake because you're nervous that somebody's behind you.
That's just a beautiful bus stop that Bob Drew takes there, as we have the overhead view of that and his carousel. He has some slow traffic in Panda right here in front of him, but he's going to get around the outside of him in that 17 Haley Deegan truck.
17 Ford, Haley. You can't forget the Ford, man.
I have a hard time saying Ford.
Panda will remind you every time. You got to say the beautiful number 17 Ford, Haley Deegan.
So Bob Drew much in, for lack of a better term, domination over the other part of the field right now. The closest vehicle to him is going to be Twin in the number 3, as he just went around Punk Panda in the 17.
And I'm thinking Sniper pitted because Sniper is nowhere to be seen around Twin.
So I'm on board with Wide Open, as he was racing Death pretty hard there in turn number 1, but looked like he kind of got turned around, got slowed up, and he gets passed by another driver. I believe that might have been Travis that went by. Let's get Travis on here a little bit. Sure, we got somebody out there watching for him. And here's Travis in that 87. And Travis has won 2 races this year in the truck series, I do believe. So there's somebody else not to count out here tonight.
And we got Tiana, the Travis super fan. She's always watching Travis, always putting in a go Travis. Travis, you got this every race. So shout out to her. I'm pretty sure if she's watching season 3, she's gonna have a closet full of merch. Being the consistent follower and watcher that she is.
Yeah, definitely come back and keep watching. It'll work off or pay off. Your hard work will pay off for you here fairly soon as we get you some merch out there for just being a consistent and loyal subscriber to here at Hammerdown Racing Series. And just as much as we appreciate our drivers, commentators, friends, we appreciate our fans. So.
And side note, big shout out and prayers to everybody in the Middle East, or the middle of the country who got caught up in that tornado. Hope none of our racing family had anybody in that area, and if they did, we wish them nothing but good, and hope they were able to get out unscathed. That storm was quite big, and I know we got a lot of guys who race who live in the middle of the country, so.
Yeah, that tornado hit real hard in my home state of Kentucky, Mayfield, Kentucky. Had a lot of damage happen to them, and I just want those families to know that, you know, all of us at Hammerdown, our hearts are with you. Just devastating to happen. I know our governor said it's probably the worst tornado event that we've ever had in our state's history.
They said that tornado was could end up. They said they'll find out in the next couple of days, but it could beat the Guinness Book Record tornado, which was the 1925 tri-state tornado.
Yeah, I believe this tornado was on the ground for 2 hours, 150 miles, 4 states.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's crazy
ridiculous.
To see something like that. Let's see. Who you watching right now? So I can get back on.
I'm on board with Killer Sean, but switched over to Bob Drew here, who's right after him, and
he's got Toon. Looks like Toon's kind of catching him a little bit.
It does. I can't
know.
tell if that's some slower traffic up in front of Bob Drew here.
That's Scoop in front of Bob Drew.
No, the leader of this race now is Lando. Actually, so I'm gonna get on board with him real quick. Here he is. He was working himself down into the last turn to go back around to the line. So Lando in the lead here.
Now is Death in second behind him?
I'm not sure exactly who that is, but I know.
Oh, and he overdrove turn 1 big time.
He did, and I know that pit stops are coming for these trucks that's still out on the track. They do not have much more fuel to run out of these machines. And I do believe that is Death Before Dishonor on the tail, hard on Lando here, running him up through the straights, down into the bus stop. So
now, I'm kind of curious, with the older the tires, is that really changing these braking points where they're actually having to brake way earlier than they were earlier in the run?
I do find it on unworn tires, I can brake a little later because the grip seems to be more there than on those fresher tires at the road course. I'm not saying you can brake harder on the fresher tires.
I mean, that's what I'm saying with these sliders. I don't know if it's different than running as Death just gets a stupid run coming into those last couple turns.
Yeah, we're going to see if they're going to pit this time by. Looks like no, Lando is going to push the issue with Death out here. He's going to race him hard down to the line as Lando's going to keep the lead down into turn number 1. So I know pit stops are coming for these guys that have decided to stretch out that fuel as Lando's overran it just again. Yeah, over into the wall this time though, so it's unfortunate as Death is going to go on by him there. Bob Drew also going to take that down on the inside.
I think a part of that was Death being on his bumper and wide open, not quite sure when to brake with a truck that close to you. And partly respects to not trying to get rear-ended, but giving some room to somebody else. I mean, that's just having somebody in your mirror and potentially just accidentally messing up your turn.
Yeah, so we have Death wide open and Bob Drew all here in a pack. I'm not sure if they're all racing for position or not. I do believe they are. The But there should be some pit stops coming up here for these guys. I just can't imagine that they've saved this much fuel. There's not very many more laps in the stage, though. It's certainly, I believe it's 2 laps, and this lap around will make it 1. So I don't know. These guys may have the fuel for it, and maybe they short pitted. We just missed it. But I do believe Death is now leading this. Bob Drew's hot on the tail of him here.
Bob Drew had the preferred line going into turn 1.
Oh, I believe he's got Death out there enough for Bob Drew to sneak in and take it going into the S's. As Bob Drew here on the final lap of stage number 2, is he going to come around and try to do a full sweep in the first 2 stages here at Watkins Glen in race number 2 of the truck playoff quest for a championship. But he has a demanding lead after that. Oh, someone into the wall out there behind Bob Drew.
Looked like Wide Open got into Death just a little bit, and it kind of made Death's truck kick out.
That's very unfortunate, as Bob Drew is out here from demanding to commanding another dominating stage win here from the Glen on stage number 2. As he
and I have breaking news. Breaking news, Bob Drew, one of his tires touched the grass on the bus stop.
Ooh.
And it looks like Death is out of gas. Death is out of gas. So these guys were trying to stretch it, and it looks like Death just misjudged it.
So Bob Drew is... Yeah, so Bob Drew takes a checkered flag for stage number 2. As Scoop and Wide Open now go across the line. We're on board with Lando here. I believe he's in 5th position. I believe he's also out of fuel as he sputters across the line for 5th spot. And there's Sniper, who I believe is in 6th. And we have Powell. He's getting pushed around the track because he's out of fuel by the 32 of Killer Sean. So here we got on board with some teamwork here. So he was helping him out. So we got Bob Drew winning another stage with Scoop in tow, Wide Open in 3rd, Twoon in 4th, Lando in 5th. There in that stage number 2. Sniper, Death Before Dishonor, Travis, Paul, and Killer Sean round out the top 10. So here we are, where the money, where your mouth is, point of the race. Stage number 3.
It was interesting to see at the end of stage 2, somebody running out of gas. So now they kind of know what their fuel strategy should be. I mean, you got a couple trucks running out of gas there, trying to stretch it, and came up about a half a lap short. These road courses, man, a half a lap short, that could cost you big time.
So, unsurprisingly, B-Stats in the lead again to start the stage. Can he hold on to it? So B-Stats has started on the pole in each stage, but has not won any. He has lost to the guy that is currently in 2nd in the number 8 truck of Bob Drew. So let's see if B-Stats can hang on. As he said that he was not a playoff contender, so he did not want to cause too much shuffle. As somebody went around there in the back of that pack. I'm not quite sure what happened back there. But we'll get back up here with B-Stats as he has kept the lead this time from Bob Drew up to at least the entrance of the bus stop. But Bob Drew close in tow in that 8 truck, followed by many other hard-nosed drivers as they come through the bus stop and around to the carousel.
Yeah, Beast has been hitting the pit strategy right. He's been pitting at the right time. I guess there's not a penalty for pitting within 2 laps, but for him to get the lead, he's been having to pit right before the stage end. That's the only thing I can think of for him to get that, is he's going to take that turn wide, still take the lead, keep the lead. But we know Bob Drew has shown he's coming for that lead. He's going to try to get it quickly.
Oh, he's pushing up against that tailgate hard as they race themselves down in here to turn number 1. And it's going to be tough here on the braking points as Beast has the preferred line, as Bob Drew will just follow closely in tow. I guess hoping that he would go out wide there on turn number 1, but Beast has good at handling that number 34 truck as they work themselves up into the S's here. And we'll jump back into Lando, who is in a good pack with with Scoop and Death Before Dishonor as they race their way out of the S's here up into the straight stretch.
And I see that 87 of Travis is right in the back of that pack, hunting them down.
That was a good bus stop here for the majority of this pack here. Working into the carousel. Wide open and gets a little push from Lando there as he goes up into the track, almost off into the flat surface of the carousel, but he's going to hang on to his death as close in tow.
Beast is spinning. Beast just spun.
Oh no. So had Beast Stats get around there in the back straight stretches, he's going to lose a lot of positions here. Just not seemingly being able to hold it into the lead out there tonight. I'm not sure exactly what that's about. Hopefully...
I would say part of that is probably him knowing he's not a playoff driver and wanting to try to stay out of the way and not force the issue as much as he would if he was a playoff driver, which is good on him. I mean, I know these playoff drivers appreciate driving like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Nerves can get the better of some of us out here. It's even for some of the veterans, even Scoop, you know, has said that the nerves can get to you even after 100 races.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the rookies last night who aren't in the playoffs did a great job of staying out of the way, and it looks like the rookies who are not in the playoffs in this race are doing the exact same thing. You know, last night it was Silenced and Silver, Visceral tended to stay out of the way as much as they could while still racing hard. And we see that same thing again with, you know, Beast and a lot of these other guys who are not in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to go through a quick scroll here as we're on lap 42 or 43 of 40 or 74 here. So we have quite a few laps left here to decide who's going to punch the ticket. Looks like we may have a caution though out here on the track. So first caution of the afternoon, some heavy damage on the 18 of Titanic Joe. I wonder if he had something to do with that.
And that says a lot to have the first caution, you know, what, 5-6 laps into stage 3. I mean, these guys are running hard, they're running clean, they're giving it space, they're giving room, but they're still being competitive, and that's what we want to see. That's what fans want to see who watch these races. They don't want to see restart after restart after restart. I know we want to see that in real life, and watching a real NASCAR race, because those restarts are ridiculous, but Hammerdown makes its name by these green flag runs that we run.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a lot better for the competition out here, especially with the green flag pit stops. But looks like we're going to have Lando out on the front with Bob Drew right beside of him. And here we are going to restart. The first restart after caution here in the race all the way in to stage number 3. As Lando's going to try to keep turn number 1 in the lead. And it looks like he has done that, keeping a little space between him and Bob Drew, working their way up through the S's.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that even starting P1 on a restart, you do not get the preferred line going into turn 1. It's just, I mean, you want to be on the inside of almost every turn, but you want to start P1, you're going to start on the outside. As breaking news, Bob Drew hit the dirt again in the bus stops. That's twice now. Bob Drew, clean it up.
Yeah, Bob Drew, you got to get up on that bus stop. You got to get cleaner on the bus stop there. As he's going to take that momentum out of the bus stop, I assume, and the carousel to try to pass Lando here on the turn before last. It's door to door, bumper to bumper, however you want to look at it, as they go hard down in here into the last turn on lap number 1 after this restart after caution. So Lando looking to lead, I believe, what is his first lap, maybe his second here of the race, if he can hang on to turn number 1, which he has been dreading all afternoon here, as we have some good tight racing. 46 out of 74 laps here is Lando way off again out into turn number 1. Bob Drew and Death Before Dishonor closely behind. I believe Sniper rounding up the top 4 as the pack comes through here in a nice formed S, or snake as we like to call it, through this road course.
Yeah, right now what I can see it is Lando, Bob Drew, Death, Sniper, and Mr. Twoon in the top 5.
So we have a good...
Sniper did a good job keeping it off the grass on that one and keeping it on the track, but it doesn't seem like the line that he likes, because Bob Drew was able to close that gap on him really quick.
Yeah, so we have some good racing as Bob Drew is closing the gap on Lando here as I'm watching from the back view of Lando as he is way off into the grass on that next to last turn as they come. Bob Drew way up on the bumper, off into the grass on the last turn as they come up onto the straight stretch to the line. And Bob Drew's going to be pushing the issue with Death close behind him, giving him a push to the line as Bob Drew will lead it this time by. And as they come down into turn number 1, who will hold it? Bob Drew's going to try to get in and get that nose of Lando. Is not able to do it as he'll push it outside by the rumble strips. And Lando is going to fall in behind Bob Drew here as they make their way into the S turns once again.
Yeah, it looks like that those higher exits on turn 1 are able to get you the run you kind of want going into those S's. Some of the trucks that I've seen take that exit high off of turn 1 are able to make a pass going into those S's by maintaining that speed or getting up to speed a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's all about speed here at the Glen. You know, it's also about gearing, but it's hard to do in the sliders. Obviously, you got to get off those turns and hit those gears as quickly as you are able to. But we have quite a good pack here, a good pack of 4 trucks battling for this lead. Hopefully they don't fight too much and let Bob Drew get all that separation that he's been experiencing throughout this race. I feel like if everybody would have took 4 tires on the caution, maybe not see any more tires for the rest of this race.
Yeah, I mean it'd be a stretch to not take tires just based on what these trucks are actually doing. I know it's the custom setups. You can set your tire pressures up and stuff like that. But you also have your bumps, your springs, and everything like that to actually help your tire pressures, to help that wear. But these guys are running whatever the game gives them on whatever the slider they give them. And if you set yourself up with a tighter slider, you could probably run longer than somebody with a looser slider.
Death around in the bus stop there. Sorry to cut you off, but Death did go through the bus stop quite vigorously, almost like he lost control on the entrance. But he has gathered it enough to battle Scoop through the carousel here, as Scoop's going to take off in front of him. So that was an unfortunate event for Death there, as he just simply lost control on the entrance of the bus stop, I do believe.
Big shout out to as Lando takes it wide coming out of that last turn. Shout out to Jimmy Kyle and Defined Fate as they are commenting right now on the race. Visceral has commented as well. Travis, we don't care, you're racing, so.
Defined Fate, that is our boy Yeetus, who is a big contributor to Hammerdown behind the scenes. He gets in there and he helps us practice every week, and he just makes us better drivers out there being with us. So, just a little shout out to Yeetus there.
Yeetus just needs to change his work schedule so he can run season 3. I mean, it's not hard. Just ask your boss for a schedule change.
Fridays, 9:30 p.m.
And so we got Twoon took it a little into the grass coming out of the bus stop, and he's going to make them. He's going to go side by side through the carousel with Lando right now.
Yep, Mr. Twin on board with him now. Lando slightly in front of him. Mr. Twin was out here racing for a lead in this race earlier. So maybe he'll get that truck.
He had it for about 2 laps.
We had somebody down pit road I just saw. I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, Toon had the lead for about 2 laps, and then Bob Drew's truck came in. So we've all seen this race that once Bob Drew gets his line and gets his run, he's going to be one of those trucks that you kind of watch out for.
Yeah, Twin. So you know every guy in this league pretty good. So I'm just going to randomly switch the camera views until I get a driver. And you tell us a little bit about that guy. Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds good with me.
As I got Bacher on camera here, he has a hard wreck into the left side wall through the bus stop. It's an odd place to have a crash out here at the Glen.
Yeah, but talk about Biker. Biker's a consistent guy who's been in since season 1. puts in the time, puts in the practice, always helps out, always gives suggestions, which is what we want. And overall good dude. We call him the voice. He's got that voice where just he's having a good time, whether he's in 20th or first.
Yeah, definitely does have that voice. So we're gonna do some random camera shuffling here, guys, and we're gonna end up with Wide Open Racing.
Oh man, I gotta go through the Wide Open. So Wide Open is a newcomer. Joined about 4 races in, but he's put in the time, he's put in the effort. He's won, I believe, 3 races in Cup. I believe he won 2 races in Truck. So he came in and kind of put forth his dominance. We know him as the fuel mileage guy. I've never seen somebody in a game who can stretch the fuel mileage like he can. Overall, good dude. Has had his issues with certain people. It's been worked over and worked through, and we were moving past everything. So he's going to be around for season 3. He's already said he's going to be in the number 2 if he gets drafted to the number 2. Wide Open's one of those guys who was not drafted, so he's going to be able to get drafted in season 3.
That's awesome. As we're speaking of Wide Open and watching him here, he was racing very hard with the 87 of Travis and the 15 of Woody. But it seems like he has gotten the better of them as they go off into turn number 1. So one more for good measure. We're going to randomize it up again, guys, as we are going to land on B-Stats. So he's really not a lot on B-Stats. I know B-Stats more than Jinx would, I believe. And as he's speaking to him, he goes into the wall on the entrance of the carousel. And B-Stats, he's a really cool guy. He's really fast out here, especially in those custom cup cars. He's somebody who's got a lot of knowledge in building these setups for these tracks. And he's just a really good competitor. He's someone that you can definitely race against, practice against every week. And he'll just make you better because he's just that kind of racer. He doesn't take it easy on anybody just for the sake of he has the heart of a competitor. So he's a really good addition to Hammerdown. I do believe he's going to make the races more competitive. He's a good, clean-nosed guy, cool-mannered guy, and he's going to have a good career here at Hammerdown, I do believe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't realize, but apparently when Beast joined in, I had apparently been friends with him for over a year, just in the public lobbies. But just to get somebody like that of his caliber in here is going to be only better for the racing itself. Being that in season 3 we're going to be expanding into 3 series. I know he's looking forward to the draft. He's said he's going to run the showdown. He wants to prove that he wants to be here, and I know it drives him nuts that he can't run a custom car right now, a custom cup. I know he wants to, but he understands that it's just so late in the season, and like you talked about with his character, the fact that he knows it's too late and accepted that and just jumps in a truck every week knowing that, hey, it's just going to make me better for season 3 running with these guys.
Right, and he's been on the pole. He was on the pole tonight, and he was on the pole of every stage, I do believe, tonight. So that just shows you, as part of what I was talking about, his competitiveness,
I think in 3 races that he's run, he's gotten the pole or at least front row in every race.
Yeah, I believe he's on a front row streak here at Hammerdown in these trucks.
But we did make some, just for anybody who's watching and who follows along with Hammerdown, we did make some changes coming into season 3. Scoop and Mr. Twoon have accepted roles as admins, and they will be rules enforcers, and we are going to be revamping a lot of these rules and regulations that we run for season 3. And those two have stepped up and have accepted the role of helping out in season 3, being that we're expanding to an extra series. So that's a lot with only 2 with me and Pyle. So to have those 2 step up is really going to be a big deal, and Those two have run both seasons, so they know the guys, they know the rules, and we're just going to revamp everything and make everything a lot more clearer than it used to be.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. A lot of the talk and chatter I hear about season 3, alongside with the merch that we're going to be having, thanks to our sponsors. I believe it's Brad and Kayla, if I'm not mistaken.
Our sponsor is actually Panda's Boss, which is the initials are leaving me right now, but the dude has the guy has stepped up and he's actually offered to pay up for trophies for the season champion in both series. They will get trophies.
Okay, awesome.
So I will get the name from Pyle later on, or from Panda from later on, because I just can't think of the name right now. But we will have trophies. He watches every week. He doesn't always comment, but that's fine. He likes to watch, and he enjoys the racing that we put out there. So I mean, we appreciate him for helping us out with the trophies and letting these champions get something that they deserve. We do run a long season, and I know it gets to people at times, but a long season is not necessarily a bad thing, because if you miss a race, you got plenty of races to make up the race you miss.
Yeah, that's true. Long season, you got plenty of opportunities to sneak in there. As we're just doing random track shots as we speak now. There's around 18 to go. I feel like we should see some more pit stops fairly soon. And speaking, I thought we had one going into pits, but we do not. But yeah, what are some other things that are confirmed changes for Season 3? There was kind of some speculation out there maybe of a third series joining the Hammerdown.
So there will be a custom Xfinity series brought in. What we did, but because we had so many people join in mid to the later round of the season into the truck series, we decided that for season 3 we were going to make a Xfinity series. Every series will be topped at 20. So every series will have 20 cars or trucks on the track at one time. There will also be an admin assigned to each series. With each admin will choose a secondary person to kind of help them out. Rules will be completely revamped. One of the new rules that is confirmed is you will not be allowed to run more than 2 series. And what that does is that allows the variance of different drivers in each series to kind of expand a little bit, as well as with hot seat driving. If you're already running, say, in the Cup and the trucks, you cannot hot seat in an Xfinity car, because that's what we're trying to avoid, is getting these guys who can run every series. We're trying to limit those guys from Kyle Busching a series. So that's one of the important things is what we're trying to do is, the trucks are going to be the beginners, guys who aren't too comfortable with custom setups, but, are open to running custom setups. But if you decide to run in Xfinity and trucks, you cannot run Cup. Cup is a draft only, based on the showdown. And like last year, it will be a 3-race 7%ers, and it will be live broadcasted with the captains in the booth. And then a live draft will be right after those races, and the first round will be brought into the booth to let them know, like, hey, you're on this team. And I'm working with Panda to live broadcast the captain's race, because anybody who's a captain in Season 3 will race a short race at a random track, and they will be racing for not only draft position, but team pick. So if you want to be Penske, Gibbs, Haas, RCR, whoever, you run that race, you win that race, you get your team pick first, and you get that first draft pick.
That's a lot on the line in a race, especially to start the season. Get all the preferred lines, preferred team, preferred pick.
Yeah, and it's a lot of these truck guys want to get back up into that cup because we just had. I mean, you're one of them. You joined late, weren't able to get into the cup until recently, but I mean, now you'll be able to have that chance to run the showdown to actually get drafted.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how all that stuff works. I jumped into Hammerdown and got thrown into the booth pretty quick, which I enjoy it. It's really fun getting in here and watching these races and just talking to you guys about the league as a whole and just racing, and just being fans of what we go out here and put on every week. But we have Killer Sean John Slow, Bob Drew on board, and I do believe that that truck I was talking about earlier in the 33 of Scoop is leading this race.
Of course he is. Stage 3, less than 20 to go. Of course he's up there.
I believe we have around 15 to go, maybe 14 now. And Scoop is leading this thing by a lot, I do believe. And I'm not sure if that truck behind him, which looks like King Pile, is following him for position or not. But a lot would have to go wrong, or a pit stop maybe. A bad pit stop by Scoop for him to lose this kind of lead.
But I'm seeing Twoon on the pit road. I'm not sure if he's pitting.
Yeah, Twoon, I got information that he lagged out, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
So here, deep into stage number 3, he lagged out.
Well, hopefully he will still get credit for his stage points. So that should help him in the trucks, but I know he was pretty high up in the standings after Chicago last week, so I don't think that'll hurt him too bad.
Yeah, so there's a lot on the line here tonight for some of these guys. Scoop, though, taking that truck down pit road for what will probably be the final stop.
Ooh, now the question's going to be, is he going to go gas only? Maybe some right sides? This is the muddy stop right here, and you got to know do you think you have the tires to make it? I mean, that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I'm going to follow Scoop here on pit road and jump over to Travis for a second. See if Scoop's still having a clean
pit road. He's still on pit road right now. He's still on pit road. I mean, I'm going to say he probably took right sides.
Bob Drew is now the leader of this race after Scoop's pit stop. So we're going to watch Bob Drew see what he does, because he is the current leader of this race.
Yeah, when Bob wins this race, he could take credit for his bus stop. I have not seen one truck that can compete with him in the bus stop.
Yeah, he has certainly got that bus stop down to a science, as he is just busting it through there. Like I said, the carousel might be his weakest turn on the whole track, and he has proven it with 2 stage wins so far here at the Glen. But Scoop,
I mean, when you go through the bus stop, though, even if the carousel's a bad turn for you, if you can get through the bus stop smoothly and everything like that, the carousel doesn't really matter because you're already putting a gap on somebody in the bus stop.
Yeah, that's very true. Turn 1, which seems to give everybody trouble just at certain points. Bob Drew, to the best of my knowledge, though, is still way out ahead here. He's certainly going to have to pit. There's just too many laps between his last pit and the finish of the race. So he'll certainly have to at least get fuel. I believe Sniper might be on the tail end of him there. So
Let's see if I can get Sniper. There he is.
Is he coming out of the carousel?
Yes, he is.
So that's Sniper there, I believe, racing him for position in second place. Not sure where Scoop ended up falling to. But we have Lando in third right now. So, and Lando, I do believe, is probably somewhere around the last turn.
Lando is going into the second to last turn right now.
Yeah, so...
And Scoop is behind him.
So Scoop
I'm not sure if
has
Scoop
probably
is a lap
fallen.
down. Lando is going into pits right now.
I don't believe... well, Scoop could be a lap down if he's that far back.
He could be, but that just tells you right now, if Scoop is that close to Bob and a lap down, Bob probably has to make another pit.
Oh, he certainly does, I believe. From the way that people's been pitting, it looks like around 14 laps might be the fuel on these trucks. It may be less than that, honestly. And
it could be. It just depends on, like we talked about earlier, it's like the tires for position. I mean, just because you can run 15, 16, 17 laps on fuel, can your tires do 15, 16, 17 laps?
yeah, it's looking like there's about 11 laps to go, and if they were to pit now, they could take enough fuel to finish the race on about a can or a can and a half. So
okay, and that I would almost say less fuel would actually help you on the pit stop, but if you're taking 4 tires, it just doesn't help. The only thing it'll do is make you a little bit lighter on the track and be able to run a little faster. But, I mean, these trucks handle a lot differently when there's less fuel in it. They can be a little looser just because there's not enough weight in the back of that truck.
yeah, most certainly, and I do believe we're down to about 10 to go here in race number 2 of the Hammerdown playoffs. And the trucks here quest for a championship. Bob Drew making a strong case on his ticket. I do believe he is in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm seeing Killer Sean in the pits right now.
For Death, he has already punched his ticket. And other drivers in this top 12 that have already advanced. The bottom 5, so to speak, are all separated by 2 points.
And Bob Drew is in the pits. Bob Drew is in the pits.
So we got Bob Drew in the pits now. And we'll see who comes up with the lead after Bob Drew pits here.
I actually think that's going to hurt Scoop a little bit. Scoop's going to have to go a whole lap just to try to get on the bumper of Bob Drew. And I'm not sure with the size of this track and the amount of time it takes to get around it, I'm not 100% sure that Scoop will be able to get up to him, as Scoop is just coming across the line now.
Yeah, I have Scoop on camera here, and we're going to watch him as Death Before Dishonor is behind him also. And he has also been a strong contender along with Wide Open. Bob Drew just now coming off pit road, and Scoop just passed him. Has just cleared him as he come off pit road there. So what action we just had as we followed Scoop around Bob Drew coming off pit road, and Bob Drew coming out of there with a head of steam.
What's your map say for the leader?
For right now, it's saying that the 99 of Sniper is in the lead at the moment.
So Sniper, we call him Snipper in the Cup Series.
I believe Sniper is one of those guys that has not pit yet, has not taken that last pit stop. If I had to guess. Let's try to get him on board here. There he is, going through turn number 1. He's kind of slow, though, I think, compared to the other trucks I've been watching go through here. Makes you wonder, maybe he's doing a little fuel saving as we're under 10 laps to go.
It's possible. He's staying in, from what I've heard and what I've seen, staying in 4th gear on these road courses will help you save fuel a little bit, as Bob is already around Scoop.
Yeah, I jumped back over here to this action because I believe once Sniper pits, this will be the action for the lead. And Bob Drew, I believe, is going to be working here at this moment on that separation that he's been having all night. That separation that he has just been dominating with through the first 2 stages.
Here comes his best spot of the track, the bus stop.
Yeah, Scoop goes through there pretty hard, just trying to keep up and keep competitive with Bob Drew in that 8 truck. So we're going to have some well of Hammerdown spectacle here at the end of this race, I do believe.
What Bob Drew does not want right now, Bob Drew does not want a caution. He's out front, I believe, according to, unless Sniper's still in front.
So Lando has had a pretty good evening here tonight as well, and he needs it because he is 15th in the points. He is 7 points out of 12th place. So
I see Sniper coming out of pit road right now as Bob Drew goes around turn 1, but he overdrove it just a little bit. And Sniper's going to get out in front of Bob Drew out of pit road.
So I wonder. Oh, now my map is telling me that B-Stats is in the lead. And he is going through the bus stop right now. I believe that group that's behind him is chasing him for the lead. So I believe we do have something brewing up here with 7 to go. We're with 7 to go here, and we have a group chasing down B-Stats here. Who is in the lead?
That is Sniper, Bob Drew, Scoop, Death, and I can't tell what that other white truck is. I believe it's wide open.
So you got Sniper, Bob Drew, you said?
Sniper, Bob Drew, Scoop, Death, and wide open.
And so we're on board with Death now as he is behind wide open. And he's going to try to fight him here at the line, trying to get inside of him here on turn number 1. And Death has done it as he swings it out a little bit over the rumble strips. But he's going to clear him as he gets up into the S's here. So we're going to try to get back on with Scoop here as he works himself.
I will say this. These guys need to be careful on worn tires, because if you hit those rumble strips wrong, those tires, those worn tires, will send you around.
Oh, no,
hit the rumble strips at the wrong time.
Yeah, we have Panda in the bus stop amongst all these people fighting up here, trying to chase down that leader. I believe B-Stats is still up here in the lead, holding on. So what strategies we see working out here? B-Stat started on the pole and finds himself in the first position. He's getting chased hard from behind by Sniper and Bob Drew and Scoop. Bob Drew dominating the first 2 stages. B-Stats has had some control issues here throughout this race. And we'll see if he can hang on to it here as we come around. I believe we're into 5 laps now. And that group is getting larger and larger in the mirror of B-Stats as he takes turn number 1. And he's going to take it smoothly.
B-Stats has also been pitting late in the stages, so he may just be trying to run it out, trying to save some fuel, because last 2 stages he pitted pretty late in the stage and was able to get out on the pole because he pitted so late. So, I mean, he may not have the fuel. I mean, that'll be interesting to see. We did see in stage 2 a couple trucks did run out of fuel, so...
We're on board with Sniper, who has B-Stats, who's going into the carousel currently in his view. Barely, but surely in his view. Out there exiting the carousel, and B-Stats, who is leading this race somehow amongst all these drivers. Bob Drew is following tightly behind Sniper as they're trying to work together to reach B-Stats, who's like I said, I don't know if he's on some kind of strategy or saving fuel, as Jinx suggested. But his certainly working out to be a tightly wound race as we come into 4 to go, I do believe, on this lap by.
Yeah, and what Beast wants to see is Sniper and Bob Drew battle. The more they battle, the more that helps him out, because they're cutting their corners short because they don't want to get into each other and mess up their positions. And while they're doing that, Beast can run any line he wants.
The battle for second place is a miraculous one, as I believe they're trying to work together to chase B-Stats up there, but there is some slower traffic in front of B-Stats at the end of the bus stop. And we'll wonder if that's going to work against him. We have one around right at the beginning of the carousel. It's got Bob Drew tight alongside Sniper there as it pushed him up the track a little bit. B-Stats exiting high out of the carousel, as Sniper also does that.
And that's where Bob Drew's worst part of the track is coming into play right now.
Yes, when the nerves come into play, it is showing, is peeking through for him as he gets on the inside, outside of Sniper here. But Sniper's going to hold it way down low on the track to avoid him getting around. Oh, he's getting a
He
bump
coulda
from
had-
Bob Drew.
He could have had a crossover. He looked like he was trying to go for the crossover there coming out of that last turn. Would actually hit Sniper versus getting clear of him.
Yeah, I do believe we have 3 to go. B-Stats,
Oh, Bob Drew was wide, way wide coming out of turn 1.
he's going to stay. He's going to stay within a car length of Sniper there coming out of turn number 1. As
You know
there's
Beast is loving this right now.
Yeah, there is 3 laps to go, I do believe. There's no slack here in the competition as 2 and 3 are trying to chase down number 1 in B-Stats. He has about a bus stops lead as Sniper gets pushed a little bit by the aid of Bob Drew going into the carousel. Bob Drew going to take the inside on Sniper as they come around to mid carousel. Coming out of the exit, Sniper's just going to have to ride his bumper out and catch some draft as he shifts the gears into what is the next to last turn. Bob Drew, what a move coming into the carousel there.
That was Bob Drew saying the bus stop's my best stop and I got to make this move now.
Yeah, he has to get in position now to try to chase down B-Stats, who's probably on 1 tires and maybe not enough fuel. So you never know. You don't want him to coast out into the win here. As I believe we do have 2 to go.
As now these two have Bob Drew and Sniper now have to deal with that lap traffic that Beast just had to deal with.
If B-Stats was to somehow win this race, that would throw a hammer down all the way through the playoff field.
Sniper made the move in the
overtakes.
Sniper's back by Drew.
Yeah, Sniper's going to overtake Bob Drew there. And but it would be huge for Sniper to get a second place finish here.
Well, had a good run. Had a good run last night in the Cup. Had some issues, but overall he had one of the best cars last night in the Cup. So to see him translate that into the Truck Series on these sliders, as much as we give Sniper a lot of crap, Sniper is a good driver. He just has his issues, but overall he's a good guy. So nice to see him translate his good Cup run into a good truck run.
So I believe we're going around for the white flag with B-Stats right now. So we're coming down to the last lap.
Does Beast have enough fuel, though? That's the important thing. And as these two have been battling, Beast has been able to put a gap to those two.
Yeah, I believe B-Stats, if he has enough fuel, he's going to get it here as he is running on the checker flag run through the S's. Like I said, he's going to throw a hammer down through the playoff hopes here for a few people, as he is a non-playoff driver out here leading on the last lap. And we see B-Stats as he takes himself carefully through the bus stops, through the carousel. Is going to make a beautiful exit, a little slow traffic up ahead of him. Hopefully it is of no competition. As you can see, very tinily exiting the carousel is his competition. So if he were to run out of fuel right here, right now, I do not believe it would matter. B-Stats joined this league not too long ago, and he is going to cruise around to what is going to be his first victory in the Hammerdown Truck Series here. Race number 2 at the Glen. As the race winner is B-Stats in the 34 Silverado. Sniper coming around slow at the last turn. So I'm not sure where he's going to end up finishing. He did have a truck in front of him there. King Pile not far behind them. Then Death before Dishonor.
Him and Bob Drew got into it a little bit going into the S's. I think Bob Drew may have thought he had the faster truck and wanted to get by him and maybe push the issue a little bit. But overall, great race. I mean, that right there, long race, 100% race with 1 caution.
Yeah, so we're going to get some top 10 here. We got B-Stats winning his first race here in the Hammerdown Truck Series. It's Bob Drew followed him. He won both stages tonight. Scoop is in 3rd, Wide Open Racing in 4th, Sniper in 5th, Death Before Dishonor in 6th, Lando in 7th, Woody in 8th, Travis in 9th, Titanic Joe rounding up the top 10. Tonight here at Watkins Glen, I can't believe it, a non-playoff driver came out here from the pole and won this race. So, man, what a race, though.
We have confirmed it. Sniper blew a tire.
Oh, man, that is tough.
But he finished fifth, so fifth
Yeah,
with a blown tire, that's a good day.
Yeah, it is a good day, and that just goes to show you how much people goes out here and push those trucks every single week trying to get a win. And B-Stats out there probably pushing his truck longer than anybody, and it worked out for him.
All right, so I'm gonna message Beast because he has to just jump back in. We can't invite him back in. He's gonna jump back into the party.
Yeah, let's get Beast. Let's get Beast and Bob Drew.
And Sniper. I'll put Sniper in there.
And Scoop. Let's get him back in here, too. Those are Scoop and Beast were two that we had in here before the race started.
So we'll do Scoop, Bob, and Beast.
Sure. Who else did I say? I forgot. Sniper. Oh. Yeah, Bob, Scoop, and Beast. See if they'll come in here. And Drew out here just dominated. I mean, the first two stages, and then I don't know what happened to him there at the end. I mean, was it the battle with Sniper, or did not expect that kind of scheme from B-Stats?
I don't know. I kind of want to see what B-Stat's strategy was on that one.
Yeah, I do too. Him running out in the pole and then end up having a late race run after all that. Man, what a win. The winner has joined the chat. B-Stat's first win here in the Hammerdown Truck Series. So how does it feel, Beast?
Yeah, so it's exciting. That was a good race. I do feel bad on lap one. I got into Lando. Might have fucked his race up, and it was a little shaky for me through the first two stages, and then that caution came out in the last stage, and I had an opportunity to just save fuel, and so I ran fourth gear for about, I don't know, maybe 10 laps all the way around the track, and then it worked out for me in the end. I had just enough. I was running out coming to the line, but yeah, it was a good race.
That's what we were talking about.
We're pretty clean for the most part, and yeah, I had a fun time.
That's what we were talking about, B-Stats, is what was that strategy? Because we were wondering, like, there's no way you had enough fuel to make it back to the line between pit stops. But like you said, you had barely made it to the line. If the race would have been 500 more feet, you might have been in trouble, huh?
Pretty much, man. It was really close. I was biting my nails right there for the last 5 laps, and then the top two ended up pitting, and as soon as they came out, I had to get back on it, or else I would have had no chance. So yeah, it was really close, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, and somebody else we had in the race tonight was racing you pretty hard was Bob Drew. Did you think that he was going to catch you there on the last lap?
He was getting held up behind me a little bit, and luckily for me that worked out, because if he would have gotten fresh track in front of him, I think he would have caught up to me. But yeah, I just want to apologize to Lando and say good race to everybody.
Well, nice win, Beast, on that. Jinx, you have anything for the winner?
No, man, great strategy. I mean, I noticed you tended to so I mean, you ended up being up front. I mean, good strategy for stage 1 and 2 to pit when you did, to be able to get out front, maybe not pit at the beginning of the next stage just to stay out front. I mean, you definitely took the track position over the tires and the fuel. So, I mean, good win by you. We talked about it. I mean, we definitely know you're going to be somebody in there for season 3 in the cups. I know you don't like running truck sliders, but you stepped up and ran it because you know there's a better opportunity down the road. So good win for you. My question is next up is Bob Drew. Bob, everyone noticed on the stream you ran the bus stop better than almost anybody.
Yeah, that, and then I used to be bad at the carousel, and I've learned the carousel a lot better in my exit speed. I made a lot of ground on guys through there.
And so, what were you thinking coming to those last couple laps, seeing Beast up there? And I know you were fighting Sniper there for probably 5-6 laps. And I know, like, you probably wanted to get by him, but you didn't want to move him. Like, was it frustrating a little bit? Because I know Sniper can frustrate everybody, but
Well, yeah, because I didn't realize until way late in that battle that he couldn't hear me on the mic. I didn't know he was in another chat, and I was asking him, move over, I can go get him, and that didn't happen. And he battled me hard, and Beast had a great strategy. I didn't know he didn't even pit.
Yeah, so you basically dominated this race in the first two stages. So going into that last pit stop, what was your thought process? How did you think you were going to get back around to the lead after that last pit?
Well, I took 4 on the first one because we had 2 in that stage. So I took 4 minimal gas, knowing that I don't care about the tires really. The tire wear doesn't matter to me on this track. So I just took full gas, and then the next pit stop, knew I was going to take no tires and just a little splash. And I thought it was going to get me there. I didn't expect 2 people to be anywhere around me by the time it came out, but it worked out that way, and I had to race for a second.
Yeah, it was a great battle off of pit road whenever Scoop had the lead there for a little bit. And Bob Drew, I just want to say congratulations on what you did do out there. A lot of points accumulated tonight on those 2 dominating stage wins.
Yeah, but also, Bob Drew, you can give your shout out. Even though you didn't win, you won 2 stages, so you still give your shout out.
She still wants to hear her name, so I'm going to give my daughter Mila a shout out because she likes to hear her name on the TV.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, so we move on to Sniper. Sniper blowing a tire and still coming in.
The front of the S's. Bob, I'm sorry if that held you up. I knew you were right on my bumper. I tried going to the outside to get you go around me, but it seemed like you and me hooked bumpers there.
Oh, no, that's fine. We were battling.
Oh, yeah, we were. It was fun.
I wanted around you so bad. I think I could have got him.
I will admit, you probably would have had something for Beast there. No doubt. You were extremely fast.
So,
I know
Sniper,
you were in a different chat, or I would have said something.
So, Sniper, what did you experience in that race, man? Like, I mean, you were running up front most of the day, but what was it like? I mean, truck battles. I mean, you guys were in 4 or 5 truck packs at the same time most of the race. I mean, how did it work out a little bit, being you were in a different chat than probably everybody else?
Yeah, running in a different chat, I was a lot more lenient. I wasn't trying to push issues, but I know I really didn't get into anyone. The only battle extremely hard battle I had was with Bob Drew, but no, it was just a lot of clean, fast racing on my behalf and whoever ran near me. It was fun.
Yep, them final laps. I didn't expect you to let up.
Yeah, no way. No way, no how. It's the playoffs.
You were like Ryan Newman out there.
usually that's biker. Biker's usually the Ryan Newman.
You got anything new?
Sniper, I just want to say you had a good clean run out there. It was a nice battle. We watched most of that battle between you and Bob Drew there at the end. B-Stash just had such a lead that we could see him a little bit through your all's battle. But I just want to say it was a good, clean race, and it was fun to watch out there. But the next guy we have up here is Scoop. And Scoop, so whenever you had the lead there and you came back around Bob Drew exiting the pits all at once, it's just like a perfect timing, the perfect storm there at the end of pit road. So what was going through your mind at that point?
Oh, man, I was a little surprised that he got out of the pits a little quicker because once I learned a little strategy going into from stage 2, I ran 4th gear and saved probably about 3 laps in that second stage there. So I was going to use the strategy going into the 4th stage, run that thing and maybe a little slow, give up a little positions here and there, but hopefully be there in the end. And Bob Drew gained a lot more ground than I thought he would. And I gave up ground. So When we kind of meshed up, we didn't really battle. I wasn't expecting to battle. I was looking for the longer chess game. And hopefully that I had the tires, because once I pitted, I evened up, squared up. I took all 4, but I had 14 or 13 laps to go. So I definitely was in my pit window and didn't have to worry about saving anything or letting anything slide off in that last stage. So it was starting to heat up. But Bob Drew, man, he had a heck of a car, and Beast, man, I lost tabs on that guy. I don't even know where he came from. He went by me early, and I was like, well, okay, we had a little issue on track, but we solved it and we gave it up, and he was just a good guy to race with and on the track. So I really did. I lost tabs of where he was going to end up, and I was like, man, he might have to really save and have to give up on tires, and that's where we're going to catch him on the end.
When Sniper came out of the pits, I was like, all right, I got to race Sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't even realize that Beast was still going. I was like, dang.
Yeah. Man, I was running a whole bunch of scenarios hoping that you guys didn't have enough tires or gas. But Bob Drew, when we met at the pit, I was like, man, this guy's got pits, or got at least the fuel. But I don't know if he took any right sides or anything, because I had to take all 4s.
As somebody who knows Scoop, when Bob Drew came out of pit road in front of Scoop, I know Scoop was probably cussing.
A little bit, because he kind of put a big question mark in front of my face. I'm like, man, this SOB is going to have something for me at the end, I guess, because I'm going to have the tires and fuel here. So I'm hoping I got something to contend with. The Sniper was holding him up a little bit. So
it was good to see.
I didn't have enough tires.
Yeah, I was leaning on the end. You guys didn't have much to contend with the end, and that last pit just seemed like it put me in a perfect window, and I was just leaning on you guys to have to save.
I crossed the line with 8% on my left front.
Oh, I had plenty of tires, and I think my fuel light just came in so on that last lap, so I still had, really, if I wanted to, probably about another 4 or 5 laps if I pushed it, but I was definitely good to run it on wide open if I wanted to. So
it was great. It was great to see a 100% truck race with 1 caution.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, that might be the highlight of the night, and it was also great to see these pre-race interviews come into play with the strategies you guys talked about, and they worked out for you. B-Stats talking about how he didn't want to be too aggressive, and end up being well in the lead at the end of the race with no one around to aggravate. And then Scoop, you talking about keeping that nose clean, and then pulling out the 3rd position on the night, I do believe.
Yes, sir.
And so it was good to watch you all put your game plan into what you were doing out there, and then got the result you did. So, and I want to say congratulations to B-Stats on his first win, and also Bob Drew on those 2 dominating stage wins that you had. I surely thought you had it. You were the favorite all throughout the stage 3 there, and B-Stats pulling a surprising holdout to get the win tonight.
We're going to call him the wrinkle in stage 1.
Yeah.
Because now Death is still the only locked in for round 2, because Death is the only one who have won who's a playoff driver. So, Bob, Sniper, Scoop, step your game up, man.
It took me next at least the first 10 laps in stage 1 to get a grip on what these trucks were doing, because I was loose, I was tight, I was sliding off the track. It was a quick adjustment.
I was tight beyond belief. I had to drop my wedge to at least 48 just to get something in there.
So next week we are at Homestead.
Yeah, we're at Homestead next week. It's a must-win situation for at least 4 guys out there. So we'll see how that works out. Does anyone have anything they want to add or shout out here at the end?
I just want to say prayers out to the families in the Midwest and Southeast for the tornadoes that went through there. Just prayers out to the families.
Yep, we did that during the stream, actually.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sniper. Scoop, did you have something?
I was going to congratulate everybody on a good, solid race, clean race tonight. That was impressive. That's what Hammerdown's about. So it's going to be impressive for everybody to see, and it's going to be exciting for next week.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, I started with a 9 slider and let her eat all night. I didn't get it done.
That's what we like to hear.
I hear you.
I
That's
will say this.
a
I
quote
will
for
say
the
this before
century.
we sign out. That was probably one of the. We had a few little hiccups with talking over each other, but other than that, that was probably one of the best streams that the trucks have had all season.
I'm going to get right off here and watch it.
Yeah, between pre-race, getting in, the only thing we didn't get in was the qualifying order. But other than that, that stream between me and B New was almost flawless. Like we were on the same car at the same time, had talking points in the right group of the track. But that was probably one of the best streams we've had in trucks. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, it was an awesome time up there, and so we see B-Stats take that surprising win, throwing the hammer down through the playoff field, maybe ruining some hopes for a few guys out there. Bob Drew with two stages for Bob Drew out there tonight here at the Glen. So thank you all for joining us, and come the next week. Next race is at Homestead, Miami. Same time, same place. Hammerdown YouTube channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, and join us on Facebook. And signing out, I'm B News Stu along with Jinx here. So come back and catch us next week. And thank you all for watching.